So yesterday we talked about how easy and life-saving it is that so much of our functionality as humans is automatic. Unfortunately, that can also be detrimental when we allow our thought life and our spiritual life to be on automatic, because there's no such thing as neutral for anything we do. For our bodies, what we allow into our bodies is either supporting us physically and mentally or leading us toward disease. There's no neutral. In our thought lives, what we think about is either facilitating growth or supporting disease. No neutral. In our spiritual life, what we take in is either facilitating growth and supporting an environment for Holy Spirit, or it's supporting dis-ease and distance in our relationship with God. No neutral. Spirit, soul, and body, every thought, every choice is either bringing us closer to health or taking us further away. So let's look at who we are, the gift in the center of this image here. So we know that every choice is either bringing us closer to health or taking us further away. Because of this, when circumstances happen to us, when things are said to us, and we do things that take away from who we are, and we don't get back to center, we don't run to God and ask for His help, but we allow things to sit, who we are gets covered up by what we've experienced. And some of us live there, covered, trying to push out the fragments of our real selves that we remember or that we want, all the while who we really are is buried. Now, I'm not saying that you don't get glimpses. I believe that God does something on the inside of us every time we are in His presence. And if you're here, hopefully that's a place you're trying to get to often. But at its basis, Romans 1 says that God is speaking and revealing Himself through creation. So we're constantly encountering Him, even if we're not taking the time we're supposed to in relationship. We'll talk about that later too, because we have to get that part right. But in encountering someone with the love of God inside of them, a smile, a hug, we're always encountering Him. And when we do, we can't leave unchanged. So in His presence, layers begin to get removed and you get a glimpse. We get a glimpse, a reminder of who we are. Scientifically, whenever we have a thought that comes into our conscious mind, it's malleable and able to be changed. If we don't address it when it comes up, it goes back into our non-conscious stronger, more solidified than when it first came up. So, if God brings something to the surface and we brush it off, what was uncovered, that little bit of light that we saw was still inside, where we felt like ourselves and we felt life again, gets covered back and we're in the same predicament as before, if not worse. Uncovering requires a consistent partnership with Holy Spirit. So for today's gift work, take some time to be still and ask Holy Spirit if there is something that He wants you to work on. He might bring back to your remembrance what you wrote down for yesterday's gift work. This is just one day, but for the entirety of this process, Dr. Caroline Leaf's Neurocycle plan will be available in the description. That plan walks you through rewiring that specific thought or core belief so that the physical representation of it in your brain changes as well. As you work through what God highlights to you, you're going to need to walk with Him to change the thoughts and align them with the way He sees it and you. It can seem overwhelming, but start here. Start with today. Tomorrow for day 5, we're going to talk about how to keep who we are safe.